am live, at least I think I'm live. Welcome back to the Profit Protector Pro Deep Dive training webinars. It's really good to be back. These are going to be running as normal from now. And if you haven't seen me before, my name is Matt. Welcome again to the Deep Dive training webinars. If you've already seen me, you probably heard me in a podcast. You probably see me in a YouTube video, and you'll be seeing me in all of the upcoming webinars. So the Profit Protector Pro training webinars, the aim of these is to teach you some things about Profit Protector Pro, so that way you get a better understanding, so you can utilize the software a whole lot more. You get a better understanding, and basically these are going to be happening once a month. If you have BuyBot Pro, you'll see me once every 2 weeks. So there's a Profit Protector Pro one once a month and a BuyBot Pro training webinar once a month in these Facebook groups. Other than that, you will see me on YouTube videos, so you'll be seeing a lot of me. But welcome back. It's really good to be back on these Profit Protector Pro training webinars. And what we're going to do today is we're going to run through a couple of videos whereby we're going to be talking about a specific feature in Profit Protector Pro. And then we're going to come back. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try my best to answer them. Hello. Hopefully you like the new user interface in Profit Protector Pro. It looks beautiful, and that's not me just being nerdy. It's really sleek. It's really modern. Things have been tidied up a little bit, and I just think it's a great upgrade for an already great piece of software. The Chrome extension has had a fresh look as well, but we're going to be getting around to that in a video a little bit later on. So without any further ado, I think it's time for our first video in this webinar, which is all about the repricing and inventory pages. So let me start the video, and I'll see everyone in a little bit. So I'm going to walk you through the repricing page and the inventory page and discuss what the difference is between the two. So the repricing page is where you're going to come when you want to enter in any repricing information for any of the items in your inventory. You may just even prefer to view your inventory this way. Generally, it's completely up to you. But let's take a look at what we can see on this page. So every single entry in the repricing page is going to look very similar. So you'll have your item image, the title, the SKU, and the ASIN, whereby if you click on the little symbol here, it copies it to your clipboard, so you can easily paste that anywhere that you need to paste that information. You can see the BSR and the stock level for the item. You can enter in your buy price, which is really important for Profit Protector Pro's calculations. You can remove the item from your Profit Protector Pro inventory using the bin icon. Please note, if you are removing an item, please make sure that you do this in Seller Central and Profit Protector Pro separately. Removing something from Amazon won't mean that it removes it from Profit Protector Pro. It has to be done separately on both platforms. You can mark an item as a favorite for whatever reason you want to do that. If you just give it a click, it colors it in, and that's going to enable this item to appear in the favorites filter. If you want a breakdown of what exactly is happening repricing wise with this item, if you click on history, it's going to show you the event type, so what happened, the time that particular event happened, the ASIN and SKU that it concerns, the calculation decision that was made, and the requested price that was submitted to Amazon. So you get a real in-depth view into what exactly Profit Protector Pro is doing repricing wise with your items. So all of the marketplaces that you have turned on in your settings will appear down here. So you can click on each one and it'll come up with the relevant marketplace box for the marketplace that you're looking at. You can see basic information about the item. So the buy box price, the low FBA price, how far away you are from the buy box, your current price, and then based on this current price, Profit Protector Pro gives you an estimate on how much profit you are likely to make and the ROI as well. You can enter in your break-even price, so where you're not selling at a profit nor a loss. You can enter in your minimum price and your maximum price, which is your repricing parameters. So Profit Protector Pro will never reprice outside of your min and max. Make sure that you set a minimum price that you're happy with, and make sure that you set a sensible maximum price whereby it won't trigger any high pricing alerts or anything like that. You can also set your repricing strategy for the item, so how exactly Profit Protector Pro is going to reprice. So you can select from any of the preset strategies, or if you have any custom ones that you've made that you've turned on and marked as active, they will appear in this list as well. Just the same with automations. For any that you've created and turned on and made active, This will appear in the list, so you can set an automation on the item if you wish. You can then mark the item as SNL if it is enrolled in Small and Light, so that way Profit Protector Pro can take this into account when it performs the calculations for things like the estimated profit and ROI. And if you do use Automate Break-Even and Min Max, it takes this into account as well. The item will automatically show as FBA or FBM, whichever one is correct for that item. If you do need to change it for whatever reason, then you can select the alternate option using the FBA and FBM buttons here. You can then also mark the item as retail or wholesale. So if you are using retail, then that is where you enter in the buy price including VAT, and if it's wholesale, you enter in the buy price excluding VAT. You can automate your break-even and min-max prices if you have set up the rules in your Profit Protector Pro account. So this is where Profit Protector Pro calculates these prices for you. So you can automate it just for the item in this marketplace. You can automate it for the item in all marketplaces, and you can just automate just the minimum or just the maximum. It's completely up to you what you want to do, however you want to fill all of this information in, and you can enter in any note on the item as well. Now, obviously you might have a sizable inventory, so at the top there's a lot of options that you can choose from to help you navigate through the repricing page. So you can select from a variety of different filters. You can tick as many of these as you like. And you can even click on show strategies here to filter by strategy if you wish. So you can tick on as many of these as you want and then just click on apply filter, and then it'll filter out all of the items that meet that criteria. You can also export the filtered selection into a CSV file if you want to edit those in a spreadsheet and then upload that information into Profit Protector Pro to make bulk price changes. You can sort your inventory by a few different options, so from A to Z, Z to A, sort by quantity, nearest to oldest, and so forth. And you can choose how many ASINs appear on the page. So right now it's on 50, but you can set it to 25, 10, or 5. It's completely up to you, however you deem it best to view your repricing page. As you change any prices in here, so for example, if I enter in a minimum price, there's a button that appears at the bottom that says save all price changes. So you can do that as you go along, or as you change anything at the very end, you can click on this button, save all price changes, and it will do just that. If you've set a default strategy in your settings, you can set all of your items to use that default strategy by using this button here. And you can use the bulk select button if you want to take one of 3 bulk actions. So what you can do when you've selected this is you can select items individually or individual marketplaces by using the tick boxes available here. You can select all of the items on the page, or you can select all X amount of SKUs. So this will be everything in your inventory if you select this option. You then have the choice to turn all of them on for repricing. You can turn them all off for repricing, or you can delete the selected SKUs. Once you've made your decision, just click on the tick here and it will apply that action. Speaking of repricing, you won't be able to turn on repricing for an item unless you have set a minimum and maximum price and a strategy. So once you've set those for the item, just come to this toggle here and turn the item on for repricing, or indeed if you need to turn it off, then give it a click and Profit Protector Pro will no longer reprice that item. Now, this is one way of viewing the repricing page. If you click on list view, this is a way that you can view multiple marketplaces all at the same time. So it's a condensed quick view of the repricing page. So for every item, you can see all of the marketplaces that you have it in, the stock, you can turn it on for repricing, the current price of the item, the BSR, the break-even, min and max prices that you can fill in. You can set the strategy, enter in the buy price, and then you have the SKU and ASIN at the top here, which you can still copy to your clipboard if you wish. So this is just another way of viewing the page if you prefer it that way, and you can always switch it back to grid view by using this button. And you can also search for an item as well. So let's say we're looking for Lego. Let's search that item and it's going to filter that out for us. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the inventory page. This is a new addition to Profit Protector Pro. It's a wonderful feature. So it's a way of getting an overall look at everything in your inventory. So it's just a quick view of everything that you have. So you can see all of your items, the stock levels per marketplace. And as I say, it's just an overall view of everything in your inventory. But if you do want to actually set repricing information up for any of the items that you have, that's when you need to come to the repricing page. Hopefully that's helped you understand the difference between the two pages. Hopefully you love the inventory page as much as I do. Now back to the webinar. So there we go. That was our first video about the repricing and inventory pages and what the difference is between the two. Hello to anyone that I've not said hi to yet. Don't forget as well, if you are joining me now, welcome to the Profit Protector Pro training webinar. If you are making a comment or asking a question or something like that and you want me to see who you are, I think there is a link in the description or something like that above that you can click and then I can see you. So it'd be nice to know who I'm talking to. But hello to everyone that I've not said hi to yet. So that inventory page, since I made that video, I think 2 days ago, has had an update today, I think. So if you're looking at the list view now, it's had a bit of an upgrade. So you have the automate break even and min max prices for all of the marketplaces that you have the item in. And it also has the bin favorite and I forget the other one. Hold on, I'm gonna check my little list here, make sure I got this right. It's the bin favorite and okay, so it's the bin icon, the favorites, like the favorite star that you can color in to mark as a favorite, and the history icon. Thank you for the prompt. But yes, those are all new additions to that list page to make it even better than it already was. Hopefully you like the new addition of the inventory page as well. Just have a quick look at everything that you've got in your inventory. You might prefer the way that Profit Protector Pro lays it out over Amazon Seller Central. It's just more options for you. And I say it's a great addition. So I don't think there's any questions on any of that. By the way, if you are watching right now and you are having sort of like any issues, or if you have a query about something and maybe you're watching this on the replay, if you need any help with anything at all, reach out to the team at info@profitprotectorpro.com and they'll help you as fast as they can. But for now, let's move on to the next video, which is the dashboard page, which has been renamed on the old Profit Protector Pro. I think it was called the analysis page, if memory serves me right. It's now had a new name, the dashboard page, and it looks amazing. I'm going to shut up now and let the video play. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Page in Profit Protector Pro. Now, in any business, it's really important to be able to take a step back and observe important analytics regarding your business. And this is what the dashboard page is going to do. So ultimately, you get an overview of everything that's going on. So you can see, for example, how many of the items in your inventory need a min or a max price setting. And this is important and will give you a call to action, because if there's any that need a min and a max, you should probably set them that way you can turn them on for repricing, otherwise you can't. You can see how many of your items are at the buy box price, how many are at the lowest price on the listing, how many are at your minimum price, and how many are at your maximum price. Now, this same data is reflected in this circle chart here if you prefer to see it this way, so you get a visual representation. So it's color coded, so green for needs min max, blue for at buy box, and so forth, or you can view it in the line chart. So you can see how the information has fluctuated over the last 7 days. Now, if you want to see a particular factor, then you can select from the drop down list here and pick the one that you want to see. So right now it's on at buy box, but I can switch this to needs min and max and see how that data has changed over the last 7 days. Next, you can check up on your sales and orders. So this is another line chart, and this is for the US marketplace right now, but you can change the marketplace in this selection here. So you can view the information for different marketplaces. The green line is the orders and the blue line is the total sum of sales. And this again is where you can see how the information has changed over the last 7 days. And then you get a really useful weekly overview, which is presented to you in bar chart form, and you have different colors for the different marketplaces, so it makes it really easy to differentiate between them all. So you can see a weekly overview for the total sum of sales made in each marketplace. To the side here, you have the Profit Protector Pro Boost, which is basically additional profit that Profit Protector Pro has helped generate by selling above the buy box price. So basically, in a nutshell, it's not your overall profit, but additional profit that thanks to Profit Protector Pro, you will have made on top. So it helps you judge how much the software is helping you. So you can view this information for the last 30 days or for all time. You can also see how many of your SKUs are currently repricing and turned on, and you can also see how many repricing actions have been taken today. So if you want a bit more information about the repricing actions that were made today, you can check out things like the activity page where you can see everything that's going on in your account as it happens, or you can check out the history for your items individually. It's completely up to you. But this dashboard page is really useful for getting an overview of everything that is going on statistics wise in your business. Back to the webinar. So that was the dashboard page. I have to say, I really like the color schemes for the circle chart and the weekly overview of sales at the very bottom. It's really bright, it's really funky, and also the Profit Protector Pro boost as well. That is one of my favorite parts of that page, because I don't think there's other repricers out there that will sort of like show you really easily how much they're helping you. And so it's a really good tool just to see, what exactly Profit Protector Pro is doing for your business, and you don't have to like struggle and try and figure it out by looking at your overall profit and thinking, how much have I made extra because of this repricer. It shows you nice and clearly on that one page. So that is a really cool part of Profit Protector Pro. Like I say, it used to be called the analysis page, but now it's been renamed to dashboard. And hopefully you guys find it really useful. For anyone that has joined me, don't forget to hit the link in the description above, so that way I can see the comments that you make. Well, who says them anyway? Hello to anyone that I've not said hi to yet. And I don't think that there are any questions, so I'm going to move swiftly on to the next video, which I briefly mentioned in that video there, which is the all new activity log, which is a completely new feature in Profit Protector Pro. So I'm going to play the video now, and I'll see you in a little bit. So the activity page in Profit Protector Pro, which is a completely new feature never seen before, and to call it amazing would be an understatement. So if you want to get a real in-depth insight into what exactly the repricer is doing with your items, with your inventory, this is where you're going to come. So it's really simple to understand. There's two ways to view this kind of information. So the first way would be in the repricing page. So individually per item, you've got the history button whereby when you click it, it will show you the event type, the time that that particular event happened, the ASIN and SKU that it's related to, the dates as well. You can see the calculation decision and the requested price that was submitted to Amazon for that particular item in that marketplace. So if you come to the activity page, this is everything that's going on overall in your Profit Protector Pro account. So as soon as anything happens anywhere in your account, it's going to let you know here. So every reprice calculation, every time you've updated your minimum and maximum, everything is going to be updated in this page. So it's going to tell you the product that the event is in relation to, it tells you the marketplace that this happened for, the actual event that happened. So if it's a reprice calculation, if you turned on repricing, if you updated your minimum or maximum price and so forth, you can see the time that this happened. So you get a full log. You can see the ASIN and SKU that this is in relation to, the calculation decision, and again your requested price if it was a reprice calculation, and obviously Profit Protector Pro submitted this price to Amazon. You can filter the particular event type using this drop down here, or you can sort out the activity log by a number of different options as well. So right now it's on newest event to the oldest. You can filter it from oldest to newest, from A to Z, or from Z to A. So as I say, it is a very simple page, but super powerful as well. As you can see absolutely everything that is going on within Profit Protector Pro. That brings us back to the webinar. There we go, I'm back again. So short and sweet, it's a very simple but really powerful new feature in Profit Protector Pro. It's really useful to have an insight into everything that the repricer is doing. It's your inventory. It's just really handy to see things as they happen. And then if you sit there on the activity page, you'll literally just see this has happened, and you can see what exactly has happened for what item, when it happened, and requested prices as well. So if you ever look at the history and you see the requested price, that is basically the price that Profit Protector Pro sends to Amazon, and then they just have to action it on their end. Also as well, while I remember, I was going to mention this on the last video, but I forgot, but I've remembered now. Sometimes I've been asked before what the difference is between the at lowest price on the dashboard and at min. So at lowest price is where your item is at the lowest price on the listing, and at min is where the item is at your minimum price. So there is a difference. Also, another one whereby there is a difference, if you ever see the terms at buy box and in buy box, there is a difference. So at buy box means the item is at the buy box price, but it doesn't necessarily hold it. It doesn't have the buy box. But in buy box means that the item does have the buy box. There is a difference between those two terms as well, in case you ever come across them. So that was one that I just remembered there that I should have mentioned just after the last video, but you know now. So yes, that was the activity log. And I think there's no questions. Hello, whoever commented a couple of minutes ago. I'm really sorry I can't see anyone's names. Don't forget you can click on the link in the description and enable permissions for me to see your names. So sorry if I can't see who it is, but hello. Let's move on to the next video now, which is all about the repricing strategies in Profit Protector Pro, which determine how exactly the software is going to reprice between your set minimum and maximum prices. So I'm going to let the video do the talking. I'll catch you in a little bit. So I wanted to talk you through the repricing strategies within Profit Protector Pro. Now, instead of reading out the descriptions for each one, I wanted to explain them in a slightly different way to help enhance your understanding of what you're working with. So in order to find the descriptions, what you need to do is come to Help and then Strategies Explained, where you get a list of the preset strategies within the software. And if you click on each one, it gives you a description of how exactly that particular strategy works. So within Profit Protector Pro, there's two main types of strategy. You have algorithmic and rule-based. Now, algorithmic have an artificial intelligence behind them, so they're able to adapt to situations, they're able to learn on the job, and it gives you a lot more flexibility when it comes to your approach on repricing. The rule-based strategies are very simple. They do exactly what they say on the tin and perform very basic functions if that is what you choose. Now, at the bottom of every description, it will tell you if the strategy is algorithmic or not, so that way you can tell the difference. Now, with the algorithmic strategies, there are different types. So you have the aggressive strategies, which are very competitive, they're very sales focused, and what they will do is they'll go just underneath the buy box price, provided that your minimum price allows for it to scoop it up. Now, once it's got you the buy box, it's then going to try and bump up the price as best as it can till it finds a sweet spot. Now, this sweet spot is a point where it can hold the buy box and make you as much money as it possibly can. The perk to using something like this is that if it does fail, if it loses the buy box for whatever reason, then it's going to try again and again until it hits that sweet spot. You then have the more passive profit focused strategies, for example, like the hybrid profit harvester, the passive profit maximizer, the dynamic profit builder, and these ones are great for quieter listings. So ones where you're happy to wait for the buy box to fall to you, and once you do get the buy box with one of these strategies, they will often try and achieve your max price. Then you have a bit of the best of both worlds with the balanced sales accumulator and cautious sales enhancer. So these ones are just as sales focused as they are profit focused, and like the balanced sales accumulator, for example, will match the buy box price, and if that isn't getting you sales, it will then focus on your competition and try to undercut your competitors in order to help you win the buy box. So the balanced sales accumulator, for example, is a great starting point if you aren't sure what strategy to set. So because it's just as sales focused as it is profit focused, you can then decide by using this strategy if you need to be a bit more aggressive in your approach, or maybe you can afford to be a bit more passive, or you might just like the strategy as it is. So those are the algorithmic strategies. You then also have the merchant fulfilled strategies, which are algorithmic as well, but these ones have more of an FBM competition focus and will take into account your MF shipping settings that you've set up. So you have the same variety here as well. So you have more aggressive strategies, you have the more profit focused ones, and you have the balanced ones also. You then have the rule-based strategies here, so they will do exactly what they say on the tin. So match buy box will do exactly that. Penny under low price, it will do exactly that. And as you can see, when you click on it, it will tell you that it's not an algorithmic strategy. So it doesn't have an artificial intelligence behind it. It performs a very basic function. And then last but not least, you have the used goods and books algorithmic strategy, which is just for you if you are selling those types of items. So it uses a list of prices that are the same used subcondition to compete with other used listings in that same subcondition, while using some of the smart strategy techniques to try hard to get the sale. If no one else is selling in the same subcondition as you, it will take prices from the ones better and worse than yours to figure out an average of where the price should fit based on the competition. For example, if you are selling something that is used good, but no one else is selling in that same condition, it will try and find listings in used very good and used acceptable and then figure out a price to compete that is sensible based on the others. So this one is built just for you if you're selling these types of items. It's had great success. We've had great feedback with it. So it's definitely one to apply to any of your used goods or books listings. Beyond this, if there's a certain something that you want Profit Protector Pro to do when repricing, you can set yourself up a custom strategy. So through this, you can create a new strategy here. You can run through a series of questions whereby you can dictate how exactly Profit Protector Pro is going to reprice. It's airtight, so you won't be able to get anything wrong with this. And as I say, you can choose what exactly Profit Protector Pro is going to do when it reprices your items. If you find a particular strategy that works out well for you, or you have a favorite, then you can set that as your default in your account settings, and then the default strategy will be the one that you can use in the repricing page. So you can set all strategies to default, or you can select it from the drop down list here and it'll be whichever one you've selected to be as your default. So that is an explanation of the strategies and how they work. Hopefully this has helped your understanding, and back to the webinar. So that was a slightly different take on explaining the strategies. I think just reading the descriptions, if you were struggling with your understanding, it might not help you. So I think explaining it that way, where it's slightly different, is really useful. And as always, whenever we talk about strategies, a really important question is, what is your favorite repricing strategy? If you have one, you might like all of them, you might like a number, but if you have a particular strategy that is your favorite, let me know in the comments, whether that is now or on the YouTube replay. So my personal favorite is the balance sales accumulator. I like the fact that it is just as sales focused as it is profit focused. I like that it has that match buy box game plan, but if that fails, it's then going to try and compete with your competitors on the listing, which I think is really useful. So the fact that it tries different approaches to help get you the buy box is just pretty cool. So balance sales accumulator for the win. I think if Holly is in the comments, then she will fight me and say super aggressive. But whatever strategy works for you, it's more power to you. So don't forget, if you do have a favorite strategy, to set that as your default, which makes it a lot easier to set on your items. That's when you can use the all strategies to default button in the inventory. So yeah, I knew you'd say that. I didn't even have to see your name in the comments on my side to know that that's you. So that then brings me on to the last video of this webinar, which is all about the Chrome extension, which has had a fresh new look. Before we go into this, just for future reference, if ever you need to do it, to update your Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension, what you need to do is go to the jigsaw piece icon in the top right of Chrome, click on it, find Profit Protector Pro, click on the three dots, then manage extension. It'll take you through to a different page whereby you'll have the update option in the top left corner. If you don't see that, then there's a developer mode toggle in the top right corner. If you turn that on, the update option will appear. So if ever you need to manually update your extension in future, that is how you do it. So here is the last video of the deep dive training webinar. There we go. See you in a bit. I wanted to talk to you about the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension, which is a way of setting up repricing information for any item in advance. So usually you'd find yourself an item, add it to Seller Central, and then it's going to sync into Profit Protector Pro. Then you add the repricing information in once it's synced through onto there. But sometimes you might just need to set this information up ahead of time, and it gets you to the repricing game a whole lot sooner. So you can download the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension from the Chrome Web Store, and then you just need to make sure that you have pinned it using the jigsaw piece icon here, and then it will appear on the Amazon page like this. So it's going to await the SKU from Amazon. You've got the ACE in there, you enter in your buy price, and if you are working with a different VAT percentage to your standard one, for whatever reason, you can enter that in here for Profit Protector Pro to use in its calculations. So for example, some grocery items in the UK have 0% VAT. So if I know this, then I might enter in 0 in here, or a different percentage if I know I'm working with a different one. You can then view your Profit Protector Pro min and max automation settings by clicking on this button here if you want to make any changes to the rules that you've set up. You can toggle on if you want it to apply the EFN or PAN fees, depending which one you've selected in your Profit Protector Pro settings to appear. If it is something that you're enrolling in small and light and you want to apply those fees, you can toggle that on here, so that way Profit Protector Pro knows, and then you can mark it as FBA or FBM. Then from here, all of the marketplaces that you've toggled on in your Profit Protector Pro settings will appear in this list. So for each one, you can enter in your break even, so where you're not selling at a profit nor a loss. You can enter in your minimum price and your maximum price and set your repricing strategy. This will include all of the preset ones and any of the custom strategies that you've turned on in Profit Protector Pro as well. You can also use the automate button, so if you have set up the min and max automation rules, then by clicking on this, it will calculate the figures for you. And then all you need to do is click save in PPP, and that item will get sent straight to your Profit Protector Pro inventory with all of the repricing information already set up. So all it needs to do is get the SKU from Seller Central, and repricing is a go, getting you to the game a whole lot sooner. Another thing that you can do with the extension as well is by clicking on the icon here, you can hide it if you don't need it there. And you can change the position if you need to, so you can move it anywhere on the page. It's completely up to you. So that is the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension. If you haven't already got it downloaded, I'd heavily recommend it and give it a try. I'll catch you back in the webinar. So there we go. There was a bit of a weird pause towards the end of that video. Don't know what that was about, but yeah, that is the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension. Again, like I mentioned at the end of that video, if you haven't already got it downloaded, I'd heavily urge you to give it a try. As part of your Profit Protector Pro subscription, so you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain through using it. So it's a great way of setting up repricing information in advance. You can use it with Buybot Pro if you like. I mean, Buybot Pro has the Profit Protector Pro integration, which works very similarly. So you can analyze an item and then set up repricing information and do two jobs at once, which makes life so much easier. So yes, I'd definitely recommend trying out the Chrome extension if you haven't already given it a go. But that's had a fresh new look. Hopefully you guys like that as much as the new user interface. And with that, I think that brings me to the end of this deep dive training webinar. Thank you to everyone that has watched, unless there's any last minute questions. If you do need any help beyond this webinar, please feel free to reach out to the team at info@profitprotectorpro.com. It's 24/7 support. If you prefer to learn through videos or something like that, then there are training videos within Profit Protector Pro. There's also the YouTube channel with new videos going on regularly. The other day, I also uploaded a playlist with all of the sort of like basics that you need to know in order to use Profit Protector Pro. So definitely check out that playlist. Again, there's new videos that go up all the time. Check out the TikTok channel, and you'll also see tips and things posted in the Facebook group as normal. So there is plenty of help out there if you need it. Thanks again for joining me on this deep dive training webinar. I will see you in a month's time. But if you have Buybot Pro as well, I will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks again to everyone that's joined, and I'll see you later. Cheerio.